Welcome to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Today, we'll be talking about the Bears, their annual loss to the Packers. It's gotten so bad, I'm over here drinking some of Ray's hooch. For those that have seen the movie Life, Ray's hooch. Blackhawks, Bears, on the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Coming up next. Hit it.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
These summer league games and they tell you about these new up and coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Enzo and Caruso, both when they are on the court, are like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
Welcome, everyone, to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where we think we know everything, but we really don't know shit. Today, we're going to be discussing quite a few things involving the Bears. Frank will have his Hawk Talk later on. But some of the things that we'll be discussing about the Chicago Bears is, one, their terrible-ass game plan. That's one thing. Two, should Eberflus be fired? Should Getsy be fired? Should Eberflus stay and Getsy be fired? Or should they both be out the door? Then we also talk about Ryan Poles. Are the Bears, will they fire Ryan Poles, or they allow him to either keep Justin Fields or draft Caleb Williams? It's going to be a very, very interesting offseason. But on a better note, yesterday was the college football playoff championship game. The Washington Huskies going against the maize and blue, the Michigan Wolverines. And as we've seen, Michigan did their thing. Practically didn't even throw the ball. All they did was run. Defense played stellar. All I heard was everyone talking about, oh, Washington, Felix is going to do this, he's going to do that. Well, it did, sort of like a backhanded compliment. Michael Penix says that Michigan didn't beat them, that they just messed up. They missed some opportunities. Nothing against them. They just missed opportunities. Mike, come on, bro. How you figure? They hit your ass so much you was holding your ribs in your gut in the fourth quarter. Me being a Michigan fan, I'll sit down, take the dogs off his ass. But anyway, we got a couple people in our Chicago Clubhouse network that are Penn State friends. We beat y'all ass. You know, of course, the little brother whooped y'all ass. And if we would have played them, them little fucking leprechauns would have beat y'all ass too, like we did the last time we played. But anyway, enough of my gloating about my boys. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine who has it better than us. Nobody. Go blue. Speaking of little brothers, let's go ahead and bring in the man that has all the stats from the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. The little brother, JB.
Hey man, first of all, let me chime in and tell you something, sir.
I'm drinking Ray's Hooch, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Shit.
They gave him the long haul, boss.
Mm-hmm. That's what the fuck happened to us Sunday. We got took it for the long ride.
Long ride. Congratulations. You know, I'm not a hater like that. Congratulations to.
Thank you. We represent the Big Ten. We had to do it. I'm getting tired of them sorry ass country motherfuckers from the South.
The SEC.
Man.
But I will give credit to Washington. They did miss a couple of plays. Rome Odunze, this is like the biggest test because if I'm not mistaken, your cornerback is one of the top-rated cornerbacks in the nation.
Yeah, he will probably be he's a sophomore. He'll probably be the number one corner taker next year.
Yeah. He only a sophomore this year.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore, yeah.
So yeah, he gonna be looking up for what is that, the Jim Thorpe Award or something like that?
Yeah, some shit. I don't know. Something whatever Charles Woodson won shit.
Right.
Something about them number twos at Michigan.
Hey, I like, me and you talked about Woody all the time. I love Charles.
Yeah.
He did come, I'm a Fab Five fan. I can't help the school, I went to, whatever. But I like that about Penix because what happened with Penix, you know what I'm saying? They did put the dogs on him, but early and midway into the fourth quarter, it was 20-13. They had multiple opportunities. Their defense did step up, but offense, that one big long bomb to Odunze that put him at like the 30 that got called back, that killed him.
Yeah.
The interception that they threw to San Sorrell, however you say his name.
Mike Samsteele, yeah.
If Penix throws it to the end zone, that's another touchdown. Dude dropped the ball on the first down. So, but sometimes you got to give credit to where credit is due. Hey, they just put the dogs on us and they did what they're supposed to do. So, but it was entertaining until like the last 6 minutes.
Yep, exactly.
But and then we have the beloved. Man, I tell you, boy, I can't wait. I was rushing from the game to get here tonight. All I'm gonna do is this. File, you with me?
Man. I mean, that's what majority of the fans want to see. But then, you got some people that are broadcasters, some people that are sports writers, and those that have people, on different podcasts sit up there and say that, they need to go ahead and get rid of him, even though they gave Mitchell Trubisky 4 years, but they want to get rid of Justin Fields.
Well, and remember and I'm glad you brought that up because what people forget in recent memory, there is controversy about not only what to do with the first pick, but just what to do with the meshing of the coaching staffs with quarterbacks. I said, how soon we forget when Matt Nagy got here, Mitch Trubisky was already here. John Fox was the coach when Mitch Trubisky got drafted.
Yes, he was.
A lot of people forget that. So let's not act like they always match the coach with the quarterback and all that, especially here.
God, my man.
Especially
yes,
here. We definitely don't have that here. And I don't think this is another case because everything I'm seeing, like what happened on Black Monday, I'm wondering, did you fire the quality control guy? Did you fire anybody? Like, somebody needed to get fired. I would have felt better.
Yeah. Well, we definitely going to get into that and more. But let's go ahead and bring in the other member of the Dream Team. Yes, besides you, Grogu. Let's go ahead and bring in the man, the Tank, that we call Frank. Frank the Tank.
Tank.
What up, guys? What's up, everyone? I will also congratulate your Michigan.
Oh, well, thank you.
Truth be told, I wanted Washington to win, but I picked Michigan to win. And it's mainly because I do think Washington has a better offense, but
Oh, they do. They do.
The differential between Washington's offense and Michigan's offense is nowhere compared to how dominant Michigan's defense is compared to Washington's defense. I mean, that's Michigan
runs
defense.
a pro-style defense.
Yeah, that was. I thought Michigan was going to blow them out early because Washington could not stop the run early in that game to save their life.
Well, Michigan sort of let them off the hook too. They continue to sit up there to run the ball to be to the point where they were just so damn stubborn. They didn't give a fuck. I mean, they were bringing 8 men in the box, 9 men in the box. I mean, shit. I know you can run, but goddamn, how stubborn can you be? You got to sit back there and pass. And JJ's a pretty good passer. You know, even though Michigan, one thing that I would say is 2 positions at Michigan where they don't recruit elite guys at, and that's at the linebacker position and at the wide receiver position. They don't really recruit elite guys.
Yeah, they do running backs, that's for sure. They recruit like hell at that running back position.
Let me give you some names because, Foul, we go back a long time. Hey, Braylon Edwards was one of them guys.
Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about in the past. I'm talking about as more recently. Yeah, they have not sit up there and recruit at a high level at the linebacker position and at the wide receiver position, which sort of, brings down JJ's stats because he doesn't have that elite guy. He has guys that's solid. They do a good job at drafting and as far as tight ends. But anyway, this is not a Michigan show. Go Blue. This is a Chicago Bears show. So, a Chicago sports show. We mainly talk about the Bears because shit, that's what we're dear to our hearts. Bulls been looking like shit. Cubs look like shit. Sox look like shit. And the Hawks are going through a rebuild. But though they do have D. Bedard, Connor.
That we'll talk about because it's bad news.
Yes, that you will talk about because all I know is that he's this young kid that's setting the NHL on fire, but you have more of an insight than
and just to lead into setting the league on fire.
Is Don Bird back?
Don Bird, dude. Where were you when we beat you guys? Damn it.
Oh shit! He was fucking had.
Don Bird, like for real, you need to try to get in touch with one of us, and it's nothing offensive or anything like that because we would love to get you on the show to come and talk to us maybe next year when we are talking about Bears Lions.
Shit, Don Bird might be a goddamn bot, man. Who knows?
He could be a bot, man. He could be a bot.
Yeah. So anyway,
can we go to Warren Smith's question real quick because I think that'll be a great.
We got. Well, I'm on my phone, so it's hard for me. I had to switch back and forth to see the questions and shit. But go ahead.
Warren, I have a question. Let's get it, Warren. I have a question. That shit show Sunday was planned so we could keep another top 10 pick.
It damn sure looked like it.
Like that is a very good question, Warren. I don't think it was because it was Bears Packers. Like that. That's just. I think that was just an estimate, or it just showed how bad our coaching really is. Because the fact that you went into a fucking game with the exact same system, the exact same everything that you did in week 1, where you got steamrolled in week 1, you did it again, and it was a close game, but we still got freaking steamrolled for the most part.
Oh, man, steamrolled, that ain't the fucking word. Do I think that it was very much sabotaged? I've been on the record to sit up there and say this, that I believe that Lou Getsy, from the minute Eberflus proclaimed him as the offensive coordinator, without no experience, allowed this guy to be his offensive coordinator coming from your fucking rival.
Fuck you, Burr.
First of all, if you're going to hire a motherfucker for Chicago sports, at least somebody get this motherfucker some type of
I'll break it down.
Clue that your rival is the Green Bay Packers. Just like if you're a Chicago Bull and you become a head coach and you're hiring somebody from like the fucking Milwaukee Bucks or the Detroit Pistons or the Pacers or some damn body. If you're a fucking manager for the White Sox, you sit up there and say, oh, well, we don't want nobody from fucking Kansas City or somebody from Cleveland. If you're the Cubs, you don't want a fucking coach from the fucking Cardinals. If you're the Blackhawks, you don't want a fucking coach from the Red Wings. They put a fucking, you basically brung a mole into the fucking goddamn place. You brung a mole. You brung a mole into the Chicago Bears, and then especially in the key position of offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Like we had no answer whatsoever because
no, it's like they knew. Did you see the way their defense was? It's like they knew the fucking
like
plays.
Their defense was in the right place every single time. They know Getsy's tricks. They know his plays. They know everything.
Well, that's the thing. Like I was trying to tell people in the chat. I know the chat was live for that game, but when Getsy is calling the same offense that LaFleur taught him, so to speak, LaFleur knows all the counters and knows what you're about to do. The thing where Getsy fell short to me, the playbook, let's say, is this
good
thing.
Point, Scott. It's a good point, too.
Go to the back of the playbook and start calling that stuff that you haven't played, you haven't called before, or that LaFleur maybe threw to the side, because guess what? It's your last game of the season. You're not going to the playoffs. You might as well take all the restrictions off and just hit the ground rolling and go for broke. What do you have to lose?
Exactly.
16 pass attempts. Oh.
Like, I want to ask everybody in the chat a question, including you guys, because I don't know how accurate this is. But after that game, I pretty much immediately went on and played Madden and just wanted to fucking beat the living shit out of the Packers in Madden. The first time I played Madden in years. Is those playbooks pretty accurate to what Getsy's playbooks are?
No.
Okay, because I looked at that playbook for the Bears in Madden, and they fucking sucked. Those were some horror. But you know what's funny is they had so many shotgun run plays. So that's why I was like, I wonder how accurate that shit really is.
It's not a complete, because here's the thing. There's things that they will show you and they will try to like show the scheme and try to, but those playbooks are like Bibles. They're like sacred. When you get cut, they be like, coach want to talk to you, bring your playbook. Like, you're not just going home with the playbook, So not saying that some plays, because I mean, unless you just, like an evil genius and you're just scheming up things, right? The problem that I have is I think that was Warren that said it about being very vanilla.
Yeah.
He was calling plays like he did weeks 1 through 4.
Exactly. When we had no success, zero success.
I'm not saying that somebody that should be like trying to fight for their next job and audition for their next job was tanking or purposely trying to lose a game. I think that just showed that he is not worthy. He got out-coached. The master beat the student, and it was bad because people be like, oh, it was only 17-9. Yeah, that score doesn't really tell the whole tale, because remember, there was one drop touchdown and another one that was taken away.
Yep. And
a missed field goal. So
and that one before half where it was just an absolute clusterfuck.
Thank you, Tyreek Stevenson.
If you look at that defense, and I know shout out to Alex Brown and Lance Briggs, who we had on the show before on their post game, when they said it was like, we only gave up 17 points. That's good. But the yardage of what Green Bay had, the total yards was massive. They just had a lot of fuck-ups at the end. It gave us chances to come back. And then you just give us that play calling after we fucking get a chance.
Hey, Warren. Perfect. Warren is on fire right now. It just wasn't the offense. The defense wasn't the same either. Soft coverage, really.
Absolutely.
It was like they were playing.
It was far covered, too, the entire game, pretty much.
It was like
distant cover, too, the entire fucking game.
And you know what we say about prevent. It prevents you from winning ball games. Why? That's another reason, real quick, Fowler. That's another reason why I said if you look at Eberflus in either big or closeout type games, he hasn't been all that well. Yes, the defense is better, but what about the presence of mind to not let Flacco keep throwing for 200 yards in the fourth quarter? What about the presence of mind to actually, in my opinion, beat Jared Goff, knowing that he had been struggling against the blitz? But you don't call any blitzes. This last game, the game before, 28 point was your watermark, so you stopped. You took the dogs off. If you have your foot on somebody's throat, apply more pressure. That's how Denver came back. You went back conservative. You turned the defense into the prevent. And it's just, to me, yes, he showed improvement. I believe, Frank, you had 9 games or 8 games. I think I had 6.
I had 8. I had him 1 game below 500 was my thing.
And lo and behold, here we are right in that realm because you saw the deficiencies surface at the most unopportune times. To me, that is not a leader of men. To me, when you look at Luke Getsy messing up, and you're like, hey, man, call some of that Washington and Denver shit that we were almost getting 30 points. Call some of that.
Yeah. Like I just, and I know, shout out to Bauman who said it in the chat too, just to answer one of his questions. He's like, can somebody please just tell me, like, why can't Getsy call a consistent football game? And I think that and if you guys agree with me, if not, call me out on it. His ego is just so fucking big to the point where he wants his stupid shit to work when it doesn't work. I don't like coaches like that, and I don't want coaches like that.
That means they're.
I mean, that's very true. I know we had a question in the comments by Kristen. She says, assuming that everyone is back, Flutie, Getsy, Fields, what are our 2 most important positions of need? So what do you guys think about that? What are our 2 most important positions of need?
Wait. Oh, her comment said if we had Getsy, Flus, and Justin Fields all back?
I believe so.
All right.
I had to scroll up and look at it, but I believe that's what she said.
It says, assuming everyone is back, Flus, Getsy, and Fields.
So
what
if you're
do you
saying,
think are the 2 most important positions needs?
I will give the most important position no matter what, and that's motherfucking Jesus. You need fucking Jesus if you want to be successful with those fucking oh god damn.
You don't even want to speak.
Well, I'm not going to speak on God, but I believe that our 2 most important positions, one will be the wide receiver. We damn sure, and the thing is, let me get this straight when I say wide receiver. Right now, Chicago, the tallest wide receiver that we have is EQ. He runs about 6'4", 6'5", but he doesn't play 6'4", 6'5". He more so plays like he's 6'1", 6 foot.
Yeah.
So we need a tall, physical wide receiver that's a playmaker. Okay, that's what we need. Someone that can win those 50-50 jump balls, because we don't have that here. We got guys that's fast. Tyler Scott's fast. Bayless Jones is fast. DJ, he has sneaky speed.
But you don't
yeah, we just don't have that. We don't have that guy that can win those 50-50 balls. We running fucking fades to DJ Moore. It's not going to fucking work. Another position, the second position that I think that we probably need the most help in, and, you can go either way, I think is at defensive end or at left tackle. It's just that simple. I know some people saying, you guys may sit up there and say maybe DT for the 3 technique. But the only reason why I wouldn't mention the 3 technique is because for the simple fact that we just drafted Dexter and Pickens. And you may want to just hold off for right now, not making it a necessary need, because you got 2 young guys that you drafted for that particular position to see if they can sit up there and fill those shoes for right now. Maybe bring in a veteran.
There are solid 3 techniques out there in front of this. You're solid.
Yeah. But that's just my 2 cents on the 2 most important positions. What about you, Frank? What you got? 2 most important positions.
No, I mean, I agree with all those. I think I'm still up in the air on what to do with that number 1 pick. I really am. I'm not saying take Caleb Williams because I don't want it. I'm saying either Marvin Harrison Jr. or trade back. But yeah, I'm saying Marvin Harrison Jr. because I agree with you. We need an excellent route running speedster with phenomenal hands like Marvin Harrison Jr. We desperately need somebody like that. And I like that Neighbors guy as well. If we do trade back and somehow get him, I'm cool with that too. But DJ needs help. Mooney has proven he is, honestly, I felt like he's proven he's not a number 2, but I mean, at the same times, and I know JB always said this too, and I'm agreeing with him, that could have something to do with this horrible fucking system that's being called as well. Because when I'm seeing Mooney taking Chase Claypool fucking blocks, that's just not fucking right, man. Mooney's your slot type guy who needs to be the speedsters. And I agree we need another pass rusher. I would probably more draft that in free agency. So I'll probably take an offensive tackle before I take that because, I mean, I like Jenkins if he can stay healthy. I really like Wright. He has a great future ahead of him. But then position of need too. I mean, you got to try to get some picks, get some trade out there to get a second-round pick because we desperately need a fucking center. Like center is the quarterback of that offensive line. If he sucks, I feel like our entire offensive fucking line sucks.
Yeah. What about you, JB?
So my answer to Kristen's question is literally the same thing, but I have a little bit more depth with it because I feel I want the Bears to do something that we traditionally don't do, which is draft that guy. We never draft that guy. We probably haven't drafted that guy probably since Walter Payton. That's the last time I think we drafted that guy. And I'm not even sure about that because that was so long ago. So not to overdo the segment to come about what we should do with the trades, but definitely I need a top-notch receiver. Foul, you did speak about some more height, of which Marvin Harrison, 6'4", runs a 4.40. We do have a guy, Colin Johnson, I think, on the team right now who's 6'6". We probably need to see what he's got to offer going into the offseason as far as those 50-50 balls. He had a really, really good catch last week, if you all remember, against Atlanta. Colin is number 80. He's number 80 when we were watching last week.
Yeah, he's number 80,
Yeah, he's the 6'6" kid, and we might have something there. But again, seeing him week 17 didn't really help us evaluate him because God knows they can't evaluate nothing. But the second thing is, in my opinion, I got to do something to get a second-round pick because my next two picks after wide receiver are left tackle and center. I got to have Joe Alt for my left tackle because I'm sorry, I don't feel Braxton Jones is the guy. I think he's better off as a swing. And then I got to get Cedric Van Pren from Georgia. So no matter what we do, I got to get a second-round pick. And we'll talk about how we can get that a little later on in the show. But those are.
Do you think Alt's going to be there at 9 though? I don't know if he's going to be there at 9. That might be tough.
The reason
because there are talks about 4 quarterbacks going in the top 6, so there's a possibility.
The reason I said that is because remember there is a left tackle. What's his name from? How you say his name? Fazano.
The Penn State guy.
All I said is Olu or where the fuck his name? Olu.
So
I'm a habaha.
But definitely, I feel that Joe Alt will be available, and Joe Alt. Hey y'all,
I wouldn't pass up on that at 9.
I would not pass up on Joe Alt. He's got that Quentin Nelson type of nasty to him. I think we'd be doing ourselves a disfavor if we don't go ahead and at least kick the tires on it because I know people, they grade differently. Michael Wilbon said this a long time ago. He hates analytics, and he hates when people try to give you all this plus minus stuff. The eye test. More can be seen in the eye test. I don't care what your dimensions are. Can you play? I don't care what your intangibles are. Can you play? A guy like Brock Purdy obviously was mis-scouted. A guy like our own Jack Sanborn was obviously mis-scouted. I believe that we put too much credence in these so-called draft experts or draft doctors or whatever you want to call them. And we don't look at those that can really, really, really play football. Now, in recent polls, I don't know if y'all paid attention, Fashanu and Joe Alt have switched. But, I mean, I just 3'6", 3'15".
What do you mean by switch? Like as far as draft class?
No. So the rating, the scouting report now has, depending on what website you go on, I like to use one where it gives like all the grades. And right now, Joe Alt is position ranked number 1 with a 92.
Oh, that's harder than for him to be a 9.
Fashanu was an 89, but everybody knows Fashanu was going to be the first left tackle taken.
Yeah,
It's whatever. But
Well,
those are
you know what?
basically wide receiver and O-line. Those are the 2 positions that need to be.
Okay. Well, we got our man that's producing in the back. He has I don't know if I even want to see these fucking highlights. Some highlights from the game.
I'm gonna say this now too. When these highlights come, we could actually still talk while he puts these highlights up because he puts it onto a separate screen here, which I like. So we can actually break down a little bit, which is kind of cool too.
Okay, I'm with that.
Yeah. All right, hit it crazy when you're ready, man.
Let's go crazy. Let's get that should be his theme song.
We get a little run back by Jones.
Bayless
Jones slips through some
attacking his legs on those creative plays.
Here's a 2nd and 12 from the pocket. He rips it out across the 35-yard
well, Carl, what do you know?
I know. I saw a couple slants too.
As Lambeau is rocking at the start. Here's Fields trying to break free. He does and picks up the first. They had him.
They need to step up today.
2nd and 6 really on the bootleg. Planting, firing. Boy, he threaded that one. That was some pass.
Doing it the right way.
Caleb Williams ain't doing that shit.
To Herbert, throws, and again he connects. This time he's got St. Brown. Santos. Hooking. And it goes through.
Yeah, that was
it sounded like a deep drum right here. Boom, and through from 50.
Seals for this Bears defense.
Here's a 2nd and 5, Tony.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
And look at the line.
Throwing on the run. Oh,
can you
what
imagine
a
what
pass
Justin Fields can do
and
with that
catch,
much freaking
but it's
time?
incomplete.
Receivers on this team, and I thought he actually came down with it, and then a great job
Hey, Sal, remember
by
back in
Stevenson
the
to get his
early
hand
90s,
in there.
that
That's
was
what they
considered a
teach you right here.
touchdown?
Go under, right through the middle, and push it out.
Yeah.
3rd and 5, 11th play of the drive. And there's Love in trouble. Wrapped up back at the 25-yard line. 41-yard attempt coming from Carlson. Anders Carlson, 25-year-old rookie from Auburn. And this one is no good. Here's Fields. And it's caught.
That was really well said right there. Made that simple.
1st and 10. Here is Moore. Oh, Ellis. Kick is short. Jones steps up for it at the 10. Past the 20 and 30. And out to the 34. 3rd and 3. Johnson runs into one of his linemen, and he is close. Looks like they got it right on the mark. Sneak.
I'm happy they got it, but
I don't know.
Justin Fields.
Again, the guy on the far side is starting out down the line.
Where is Blessing?
And then inching back behind it, maybe. He tried to get outside, and here is the mark.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
And stretching it out for Carl Cheffers.
We don't know still. Oh! They got to put it closer to the ball.
And
I think we need Gene Steratore, our resident rules official, who could have a little card. We need the index card, Gene. I don't think people do that. I don't think I've ever seen it.
3rd
We had
and
a drinking
4.
game every time.
Look at that throw to Moore inside the 30.
Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre, you got to take a
Finally
shot.
is able to get slowed down by Valentine and stopped by Wall. Important for the Eagles if the Cowboys were to lose Washington. Here's Fields to Komet.
We had one drop, right? One DJ drop, one drop.
This one flirts with that left side, but goes right.
Number 1. So get softer defense, get back to the end zone, but play outside leverage a little bit.
Fucking sit back.
Here's Love. He's going to the end zone, and he is intercepted. No, it's dropped at the last moment while falling down by Smith.
Mistake by
Something where he goes up, and then he just goes out right here and get 8 yards quickly.
Like 8
Here it is to the
10 yards
sideline.
Uh-oh. That's going to run. That's the end of the half.
That's it. That's not even close. They say Wicks was stopped in the field of play, and halftime is here.
That continues. You don't normally want to do that because the quarterback's legs can hurt it.
There's Herbert. Slides off the first hit.
Hey,
Nice piece of running for about 8.
You might make your flight tonight.
I know,
I
right?
hope so. Get the 3-stopper on the way home. Make the first leg. That's out to the 39.
Calm down your quarterback. Don't make him have to do a bunch of stuff at the line of scrimmage.
Look how close they are on that damn line of scrimmage.
Johnson.
They got like 8 or 9 people in the box.
And in the future, Justin
Look at this
Fields,
shit.
where
Look at
this
this
franchise
shit.
goes.
On 2nd and 4. Stepping up and wanting to launch it long. Instead, he's going to use his legs. And that 3 of the sacks confirmed on 3rd down to shut down drives.
Man coverage.
The punt bounces at the 1.
I thought we
And
had
it's
one.
fielded.
Yeah, I thought he did too, but that LeBron James toe on
By
the
Valentine.
Yeah, at the 1 yard line. They're calling it a touchback.
Yeah,
They
that
got
was
a
a
lot of guys in
difficult.
the box. Bring running back in.
They fake it to Jones.
Oh, they missed.
Love fumbles the football, and it's recovered by Brisker right before he went out of bounds.
Driver's seat. They end up changing the play, and they're going to
It was
go.
a turnover.
Oh, the
regardless.
helmet
That was
knocked
a
it out.
fluke
It did, and this defense is unbelievable at creating turnovers. Everyone flies around. It's going to be Bears ball, but
Here's the 4th quarter.
I love Kevin Costner.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, a slant. What do you know?
That was the
Moore
one
has
play.
the
That was
catch.
the one slant that they called. And I was so happy when I saw that. And then
From
they
the
never
44,
threw it. It worked, so why throw it again?
able to shake it off and launch it.
Yeah, that was a great.
Komet holds on. He got
got
left Santos. Gill the holder.
Iroh still our
And the
MVP
kick
of the year.
is drilled.
Proven is just in the red zone, Jim.
3rd and
Look at
4.
this shit.
Throws. Wow, what a catch. It's Melton.
Oh, they said no.
Incomplete.
Just.
Oh, yeah. Let's get back to nature. 2nd and 6.
That play was totally fucked.
See the sidearm sling. Well done by Fields. As Herbert turns it upfield. On the field. As Fields keeps it.
Hey,
That
Be a penalty.
Don't
pissed
see the
me
flag
off.
yet. Fields is shaken, and they could get the 2 seed,
That
but
pissed me off so much.
1st and 10.
Going into this week, ooh, wow.
Great
There's
play.
sweat.
Nothing's guaranteed, Justin. Do you feel confident you've done enough that you will do that?
I mean, I'm not sure. Like I said, that decision is not in my hands. All I can control is, what I did do, and I gave it my all. So whether it's here or not, I have no regrets. Shout out to, you guys for, making my job a little bit harder. But, just to the city of Chicago, love y'all. Appreciate the fans and the support from all the Bears, in case this is my last rodeo with y'all, and just appreciate y'all for everything.
And I fucking hope not.
So right there, we saw some of the examples of some things that we did not like. We see that Luke Getsy with his defense having guys far off. You saw where the Packers defense brought 8, 9 men in the box waiting on the run because the Bears did not one time sit up there and try to threaten them down the field. You see some things that you didn't see was some of the play calls by Luke Getsy that completely killed the momentum of the Chicago Bears. He has no rhythm, therefore his quarterback can't get into no rhythm, therefore you don't end up with any points.
Are you speaking about your drive right after halftime specifically, that 3 and out?
That's one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then this is another thing I want to sit up there and say for all you fucking pundits out there that like to sit up there and say, oh, well, we need to get rid of Justin Fields and all this. Look, the Justin Fields, people that like Justin Fields, we're not coming up with excuses for him, okay? We know that there's some things that Justin Fields damn sure needs to improve on, okay? Mainly his passing when defenses are playing in the zone and his timing as far as sitting up there already, I can't even get the words out. When he's throwing the ball, you know what I'm saying? His God damn it, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Processing.
Not really processing, just his man, I can't get the word out. Anyway, we know that he has some things to sit up there that he needs to work on, okay? We do get that. But also, you can't make everything about him like it's his fault. Oh, his record is this. They were in a fucking rebuilding year last year.
So that don't count.
We're fucking replacing players. You want to hold that against him? Okay, fine. Hold that against him. Make his record look even worse. oh, he can't sit up there and he anticipation. I'm sorry, that's what it was. His anticipation throws. Okay, we get that as well. He needs to work on his anticipation throw. Yeah. But for everyone to sit up there and try to make it seem like he's just this terrible quarterback, he didn't have a bad game. Like you said, 16 attempts. That's the passes that he actually threw. He probably had about 28. He probably had like 28, maybe 28 passes, 25 to 28 passes.
Well, hold on. He had what, 5 runs, 6 runs? No, he had 1 or 2 design runs, but then he was scrambling a lot too.
Yeah.
So,
Everyone, watch this, because if you don't take this as in your star players are not calling out this horrible shit, like listen to what DJ is saying right here.
I think it's fine. No. Like I said, it just comes down to us being explosive on the offensive side. We got the players to do it. We got our quarterback to do it. You know, everything else we just need to call the plays that put us in position to have explosive down the field or catching runs like we did today. So we just got to be an explosive team and not a team that's just behind the sticks. I think it's fine. No.
Like, I mean,
that's your
what
best
else?
player.
That is your star wide receiver who just broke his all-time record for most catches or most yards in a season, and he is still saying that. Can you imagine what he could have done if you actually had a right fucking play caller? He could have.
I mean, when you're not throwing the ball down the field, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get teams crowding the line of scrimmage, threatening you, daring you to sit up there to throw the ball. They did not take any attempts down the field. And I guess that's Justin Fields' fault as well. Or when they do have time, when they actually do dial it up, you know, they come with a fucking blitz or something. Nobody does a how route.
If
the coach's dad doesn't recognize it, and he gets a sack.
Watch that game thoroughly, even those highlights thoroughly. Like, if you see the plays that are calling for Justin Fields when he's getting ready to throw the ball, there is always somebody right on the route where he's going to throw it. Like, that defense knew every fucking play that Getsy was calling.
Right.
And the only thing Justin can do is try to make magic with his freaking legs.
I mean, he can always force it, though. Yeah. I mean, if he wants to force the pass, that's what I'm saying. He can force the pass, and then he get picked off. Then everybody, oh, why the fuck he throw that? Oh, that's what I'm saying. He's not reading the defense. He's just throwing shit out there.
So let me throw these 3 stats out to you guys, because remember, Frank, you just hit the nail on the head. DJ Moore set personal career highs in receptions, yards, and touchdowns.
Yeah.
And we're talking about your best asset to date on the offensive side of the ball, because obviously Sweat on the defensive side. This dude can get me the ball.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had to let him loose, forget 1,300 yards, I might have had 16, 17, 18, and he missed 4 games.
He did, yeah.
And
I'm not dissing Bagent, but Bagent did not have that magic type thing with DJ the way that.
But I don't expect it, because the type of, if you watch anything that DJ Moore has done, he's gotten his bag on slants, corners, flies, and I want to say some screen, because he actually is good in the wide receiver screen game, but he never got the touchdowns in other stories, with other quarterbacks. Last year, I want to say, didn't he have 3 quarterbacks last year? Wasn't it like
it was 3? He did have 3 the whole season. Yes, he had 3.
So
that's just, and he still had 1,000 yards receiving with 3 different freaking quarterbacks.
When he gets a consistent vibe with the quarterback, and this is your best player, why wouldn't you want to complement that with somebody else? Because guess what? Caleb Williams is not going to have that rapport with him right now. There's Jaden Daniels, Drake May, whoever you want to call. They're not going to have that. There's this uncanny presence and energy that they have. Synergy that they have that you need for every player. How many times have we watched literally Patrick Mahomes be like, nothing, find Tyreek, make something happen? How many times have we seen, and I'll take it back, not as far, but look at how Donovan McNabb excelled when Terrell Owens came.
Yeah.
We were looking at Donovan McNabb like, oh, he can play quarterback.
I mean, I'm just saying, like you said, JB, I'm trying to figure out why would you want to mess with that dynamic right there? If there's anything that you're looking at as far as Justin Fields in this offense, is that he has a nice rapport, well, actually a very good rapport with DJ Moore, a rapport that we haven't seen with a Bears quarterback and a wide receiver since Bobby, Jay Cutler, and Brandon Marshall.
There you go.
Exactly. And speaking of Jay Cutler, let's go ahead and roll this video of what Jay Cutler had to sit up there and say.
Jay, you see Justin Fields addressing the Chicago media for what could be the last time. If you were general manager Ryan Poles, what would you do?
How much time we have?
4 months or you know, so.
This is about as complex as they get. They got the first pick, they've got the 9th pick. You've got Caleb Williams, you've got Drake May, highly up there at 1, 2, 1 through 5, and then you got Justin Fields going into his 3rd year. He's 10-27, 40 touchdowns, 30 picks. His 4th quarter stats are pretty bad, and the team's not that good. I don't know what they're gonna do. What I think they should do is trade down, get some more guys on that team to help out Justin, and see what happens. Because let's plug in Caleb Williams on that team.
Yeah.
What happens?
If he's out there in that game with that game plan as many times as Justin had, because I tried, I looked, because I'm on Justin Fields' side here. Because I'm afraid to take that chance with a guy in the top 10. We've seen that since we've been in the league.
That wasn't Chase. I don't know who that is.
Quarterbacks is a crapshoot. You could get a Jay Cutler where you guy gives you a chance to win, or you could get a guy who flames out in a year or two. I think when it comes to Fields, you watch that game, you try to put the sacks on him. It's hard to do it. Like, where's he going with that football in those situations?
You know, the offensive game plans have been pretty bad. He's on his 2nd coordinator already. Will they have a 3rd one next year? Who knows what's going to happen there? But then I think if you do trade, you've got to look in who you're going to trade to. You know, there's Washington, New England, Atlanta, Vikings, Denver. You know, there's a lot of teams out there that want quarterbacks. So I think if they do get out of there, they need to be careful who they do trade to. But I think if you blow it up and you start all over again with the number 1 pick, you might be sitting in a worse position than you are right now.
Agreed. Thank you, Jay.
And that right there is wise words by Jay Cutler. And I like what he said. Even I don't know who that is. I don't know.
That's who that was. Okay.
Thanks, it was long. Yeah, I figured that's who it was. I didn't want to sit up there and say the wrong name. But even when you listen to him, when he sits up there and he speaks, everybody that's been talking about the Chicago Bears, all at one particular point in time, have all said the same thing, the same common thing: the play calling. The play calling. I've never seen an offensive coordinator ridiculed as much as I've seen Luke get. Even Matt Nagy with his bullshit that he's been calling, that he did when he was here, and the shit that he's doing over there in Kansas City has not been talked about. The magnitude that Luke Getsy has, and that is ridiculous. That's just showing you that, first of all, fuck the draft. We need to get a goddamn competent offensive coordinator that knows what the hell he is doing. Someone that can sit up there and help best utilize this kid and his talents. Like you said, if you put Caleb Williams in that game in Green Bay,
you're dead.
He's dead.
4 turnovers.
He's fucking dead. He's going to try to force the ball. First of all, he's not as athletic. Justin Hyde, tell the truth, Justin hides a lot of shit that Luke Getsy with his play calling and that the line and blockers do not pick up. He hides that with his athleticism. Because you have seen some of them plays, some of those miraculous plays that he makes, because shit is all fucked up, is helter-skelter, that he's able to make due to his athleticism. If you put a quarterback that doesn't have that athleticism back there, oh, you think the Bears would have won fucking 7 games this year? Shit. We might be at another 3 or 2 this year. So all you punters that want to get rid of him, kiss my ass.
Like, and one thing I will say that I loved about the game, not really the gameplay, but they did a lot of quarterback views, end zone views on Justin Fields' sacks.
Oh my God.
They did a lot of that. I really loved that because able to see that. I would see DJ Moore still trying to run and get open. Nobody else was running and getting open. They were just standing still when the route didn't work. That, if I was a coach, I'd flip my shit when I saw that in the film room.
Hey, check it out. First of all, a lot to unpack there. First of all, Jay Cutler is now my new pick for the next James Bond. Hey, he's looking real, real dapper, right?
He looking real Sean Connery.
Real Sean Connery, right? But Jay makes so much sense in this because here's the thing. We are talking about a guy who was with the Bears for 8 years and had 5 different OCs.
He was probably the longest tenure in Bears quarterback in a very, very long time.
Absolutely.
Very
he knows a little something about the process, learning new system after system after system.
5 systems in 8 years.
And the thing that I like what he said was, what would be the difference in what Caleb Williams would do or Drake May or whatever, as opposed to what Justin has done? Give Justin more help, more weapons. And Justin has already proven, fellas, that he can play in the NFL. I'm not saying he set the NFL on fire. He's not Lamar Jackson yet, but he has that trajectory in my opinion.
I'll tell you, he's got the stones to be in the NFL.
His ceiling, to me, in my humble opinion, is higher than Caleb Williams because of one reason and one reason only. And it actually has nothing to do with what most people think. How does Caleb Williams go through a system without Lincoln Riley? He's never had it.
Yeah, you don't know how it's going to work.
Lincoln Riley, a lot of people have looked good under Lincoln Riley. Am I wrong?
Yeah, look at their backup quarterback when he did not decide not to play.
Baker, Hurts, I can't think of the dude before. A lot of guys, and I'm not saying that those aren't quality quarterbacks, but there's a difference between, hey, Kimberly Martin, there's a difference between game managers and game changers. Justin is clearly a game changer.
Agreed.
You also have to use him as such. A lot of those off-script ad-lib plays, if you watch those highlights alone of this terrible game, hike 1,000, 1,000, they tell you to let go of the ball. How when somebody's tugging at my shoulder pads?
Yeah.
I got to wiggle around, do this, do that, just to get some more time to make a hell of a throw. Komet, thank you for reaching up, for getting to the second level and following me. Tunyon, same thing. That's how you know he can play. He has a presence, a sense for the game. With some better coaching, right? Better development. Andrew Janocko, dude, what do you do? You ain't developed nothing. Get out of here. You ain't do nothing with Kirk Cousins, clearly. I think he was a QC guy. Beat it. Getsy, all LaFleur probably told you is, hey, make sure Aaron is comfortable. Make sure he has his coffee or his what you call his
needs whatever that
terrible drink, that shit, the kombucha, whatever he was drinking, and shut up. Because here's the thing that I tell a lot of people: when you are watching the evolution of Justin Fields, you can't compare it to anything that Luke Getsy has done with Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers would tell Matt LaFleur, "I'm not running that."
Yeah.
No, I'm Aaron Rodgers. You sound stupid.
Dr. Truth had said something about where he was commenting on Bullets, where he says the reason why.
I'm going to put it up. I wanted to talk about this too, because I want everyone's opinion on
Matter
this.
of fact, hey, Warren Smith, Bullets, anybody, if y'all want to come on, producer, can we put a link in the chat? Let's get some fan appreciation going.
We can get a fan appreciation with that.
So he said that you're right, Bullets.
All the stops.
The problem is another OC would be terrible for Fields. That's why some fans say it's best to move on.
Yeah.
That right there, I understand when you're looking at the grand scheme of things, you're saying that a quarterback in his 4th year going on his 3rd offensive coordinator, his 3rd playbook. I get that. But the thing about it is that those first 2, those playbooks were not good. And you're talking about guys, and people got to remember this too. The thing about it is that Justin Fields, with the guys that he's been sitting up there getting as his offensive coordinators, Matt Nagy never called plays
prior to
at Kansas City.
Yeah.
Okay, he called it for like a couple games until Andy Reid saw the shit show that he did. And for all you smart asses out there that were talking about, as far as when it comes down to, the Chiefs won a Super Bowl with Matt Nagy. No, they fucking didn't. Matt Nagy didn't call the fucking plays. Matt Nagy was not the offensive coordinator when they won it last year.
Yeah. No, remember they took because they went 2 years in a row.
They won it last year, but people were trying to say like it was because like Matt Nagy was not the offensive coordinator last year. He was the fucking quarterback's coach. Okay, so quit saying that he won a Super Bowl with Matt Nagy calling the plays. He fucking did not. Andy Reid called those fucking plays, or Eric Bieniemy called those plays. Correct. Those are the fucking people that called the plays. It was not Matt Nagy. He was the quarterback's coach. So quit saying that shit.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to address about that comment too, and I want all your guys' opinion on this one. Offensive coordinator next year. I'm sure we're all on board just praying to God that Getsy is not here. But would you go out for Justin, get an experienced head coach, or I'm sorry, an experienced offensive coordinator, say, just throwing out a name, he's not going to come here as an OC, but Bieniemy as an OC. All right, somebody who has a lot of experience calling plays in an OC, or would you go down the Houston Texans route and bring in a young fireball type player who is going to come in and say, I am building my playbook and my system with Justin?
I can't do it, Frank. I'm sorry. I have seen, if you look at the Bears' last two regimes, which includes Matt Nagy,
you can say the last regime. Go ahead and put the John Fox regime up there too. You can say the last.
No. This is where I'm going with that, because you're talking about guys, and this just shows how cheap the fucking Bears are. You're talking about them hiring guys that's never coached before. There's never been a head coach. The last two regimes, Matt Eberflus, Matt Nagy, guys had never sit up there and coached before. I don't want him with another first-time coach. I'm sick of that shit. This shit is not fucking working. They're picking the worst fucking people that you can sit up there. Like Matt Nagy. They picked fucking Matt Nagy. Everybody knew that Matt Nagy was not fucking calling the plays there in Kansas City. But they did it because, I don't know, Andy Reid gave him a great endorsement. Then out of the fucking blue, fucking Matt Eberflus.
Well, I said an OC.
Fucking Matt Eberflus.
An OC.
Huh?
I said an offensive coordinator, not a head coach. But this is where I'm going to come back with you before we go to you, JB.
Even then, do you want another? You want another guy?
But it's about picking the right one. Why are you going out and picking somebody off of Andy Reid's tree who never called plays, never did nothing, was not successful at all in doing anything? And then you do the same thing with Getsy, where you're somebody who pretty much combed Aaron Rodgers' hair perfect, and he loved it. So he got an offensive coordinator job. But if you go get me somebody off of a Kyle Shanahan tree, where you look at all these coaches right now who are so successful coming from a Shanahan tree, but you're gonna they're probably gonna go out and get somebody off of a Bill Belichick fucking shit.
So let me give it a little insight on that, Frank, because there's a little history behind it, right? Okay, I don't know what happened to Foul. Foul, come back. Let me start with point number one.
Yeah,
when you say the Kyle Shanahan tree, if I'm not mistaken, Matt LaFleur comes from that tree via Sean McVay, right?
Yes.
So by proxy, Getsy is a product of that tree. But if you even look, and that's why I said I got to call bull. Eye test, Michael Wilbon. Kyle Shanahan has a quarterback who is Mr. Irrelevant, right? Mr. Irrelevant. Everybody know him. His name is Purdy. Can I bring y'all up on speed on something? Everybody's like, that Shanahan tree is a lot of yak, a lot of get this, that, and the third, right?
It's not.
But that's the thing. If you look at the stats, I bet y'all to $1 to a bucket of shit. Number 1 or 2 in the league, Brock Purdy leads in yards per attempt, which means he's throwing the ball down the field.
When we're talking about that tree,
touchdowns,
Brock Purdy is a perfect example of that tree, because if you look at what Brock Purdy's doing is he throws short passes, he throws slants, he throws curls, he throws deep ball. He switches shit up so perfectly where the system is not predictable.
And that's why I said I hate when people say, the Kyle Shanahan tree. And you be, like what Houston is doing with Bobby Slowick, that's their OC.
Yes.
That is how you should, because that's a new guy, that's a rookie OC.
Agreed. Which is where I'm
rookie
going.
Quarterback. Let's do this together.
That's where I'm going with this.
CJ came out looking like Moses.
And I get that.
But then at the same time, though, when we're talking about bringing in a veteran OC, the first thing that comes to your head is Fields is learning a whole new system. He's got to learn everything completely different.
So people across America, across the pond, wherever, please listen. That whole new system stuff, don't ever bring that up, especially not on this show, because it's a sign of ignorance.
I agree.
We are talking about a kid who has the highest Wonderlic score ever recorded. You're telling me he can't learn? Change the terminology. Stop the complexity. Let's play football. Secondly, if you want to call him for Jim Harbaugh, because that's what everybody want to say right now. Shout out to you again, Fal. Do you think Jim Harbaugh is going to elevate the complexity of the offense, or he's going to make it so simple, a la Colin Kaepernick? Hey, 1, 2, 3, run. Let's get out of here.
I don't know. I thought he's done a pretty good job of making quarterbacks better than what people expect.
I didn't say he didn't, but my point is, what are you going to do? Because the thing is, I will take you to task. Rich Gannon won an NFL MVP with the Raiders.
Yeah.
His quarterback coach was Jim Harbaugh.
Agreed.
And I'm not saying, me personally, I don't want Harbaugh here for the coach. But a guy like that will look at talent and develop it accordingly.
Agreed.
Alex Smith, I know you don't have the strongest arm. You got a quick release. You can read good. I'm going to move things around, have a bunch of intricate movements.
And was extremely successful with him.
Well, and that's the point. So to say, oh, another OC for Justin, that don't mean nothing. Because the job, the X's and O's, is still what?
Yeah. People keep thinking a brand new OC as you are starting completely over. That's what people keep thinking. That's
a
not
brand new quarterback is starting completely over.
Yeah, if you're getting Caleb Williams, you are starting completely over. So,
and right here we got a potential. We see where it says potential OCs.
Bieniemy's not coming here as an OC.
One thing, and I know people sitting up there saying
I like two of them, but no, I don't know. Scratch that.
I know a lot of people are sitting up there saying, "Oh, these guys, they sound like Justin Homers and all this type of stuff." Let's get one thing straight.
Why isn't the guy from why isn't Ben Johnson up there though?
Ooh,
because I don't think Ben Johnson's going to go for a head. Yeah, he's going to go for a head coaching job. He's not going to go for it.
But if not, you know you can offer him the assistant head coach position, and he can move because you can't.
That ain't going to happen. That's more so something that I see happen a lot of times in college, but I don't see that really happening in the NFL. But one thing that I did want to.
What do you mean, Eric Bieniemy? The reason he left Kansas City was because Ron Rivera made him the assistant head coach.
Yeah, so
he's allowed to make that move.
And chances are he's probably and chances are the thing is he's probably not going to even be the head coach. He may be end up looking for a new job as well.
Whole new ownership.
We'll talk about that.
I wanted to say this. Say these two things real quick. First of all, people been probably call us Justin Field homers. I get it. You know, we're sitting up here defending him. We also sitting up there saying that there's some things that he needs to work on. That is true. But also, you have to sit up there and take into the realization of this as well. Matt Nagy, people around the NFL, broadcasters, local media, everybody question his play calling, right? True or false?
True.
True plus.
People around the NFL, broadcasters, writers, sports writers, whoever, have questioned Luke Getsy's play calling. True or false? True, right? So therefore, we got two guys that we're going to bring in as our OCs where people have been very questionable about their play calling abilities. But yet you want to blame this on a quarterback that's saying, oh, his delivery too slow. Oh, he's not anticipating the throws. Oh, he's sitting up there scared to pull the trigger. And he's gone and played with one of the worst O-lines since he's been here in the NFL. And also, I want to talk about the Andy Reid tree. Andy Reid coaches in his trees do not like to run the ball.
He don't have a coaching.
They do not like to run the ball. Eric Bieniemy, I like him, but over there in Washington, them fuckers ain't running the ball. And in Chicago, because of the weather, because we don't have no dome, and if you're in the playoffs, you have to run the ball. You just got to.
They run the ball.
That's my case. I'm done.
Again, I don't like but two people on that list. I don't want a first-time anybody doing anything with Justin. I don't. I want, again, get my coaching dream tree. Get rid of Getsy, get rid of Janoko, get rid of Flukes. Easy stop.
Yeah, just stop.
Give me Bieniemy, give me Caldwell, call Kurt Warner and ask him, do we want to be a quarterback's coach?
Kurt Warner.
If I can't get Rex Ryan out the booth, give me Leslie Frazier. Let's put this thing together. If you can't get Leslie Frazier, give me Ron Rivera, because when Ron Rivera was here, the defense was smacking. And let's go.
Rivera, you're saying Rivera here is a DC?
As a DC.
I love that shit.
And let's go but that's what I'm saying. Let's do the right thing. When we're on Madden, hell, if Derrick Henry's available, you know what we do? We go get Derrick Henry. If Randy Moss,
I don't want Derrick Henry.
No, I don't want.
I'm not saying we'd want Derrick. I'm just saying I'm using that as an example.
So tell me this. You guys thought I was crazy before, but I keep trying to say it. Get Saquon Barkley.
No,
get Saquon back there.
That takes having Saquon Barkley eliminates two problems. Two. Consistent receiving out the backfield and a dynamic running game.
Yeah.
Two.
You want to see this is my thing, and this would be me as a GM. I get a guy like Saquon Barkley, like you sit up there said, a dynamic guy that can run between the tackles, can run to the outside, a guy that can sit up there and take it to the house. He adds you another playmaker. You can sit up there, you can cut Eddie Jackson, no tackling ass. You can cut Cody Whitehair, who's long in the tooth. His days is done. You got the money. You can sit up there. You can sign you Eddie. You can sign you a Saquon Barkley. You get a guy like that puts pressure on the defense. When you're running those RPOs, can you imagine a team sitting up there saying, "What the fuck am I gonna do?" They got Saquon right here. If Justin hands off to Saquon, I gotta go this way. If he goes around there, you got two playmakers back there that can take you to the house at any particular point in time with the run. Then on top of it, you trade and you go get a Marvin Harrison, a 6'4" guy that runs a 4.4, very athletic, great route runner. You sit up there, now you got playmakers. You got fucking playmakers now. Sit up there, go get another. If you feel that the offensive lineman outgrade the defensive lineman, then go and get you one of those rookies. Get you an Alt, or get you a Olu, where the fuck his name is, from Penn State. Get you an offensive lineman, a left tackle. That's what you feel like. Go and do that. Give him as much help. And also with the offensive coordinator, I'm going with a guy that I've seen do it before. I'm going with Greg Roman. Give me Greg Roman. He turned. You keep saying no. Everybody sits up there and says it ran. Oh, like I tell people all the time. Tell me this. What was it? Tell me the wide receivers that Lamar Jackson had. Because Lamar Jackson, just imagine what Lamar Jackson would have did with that Greg Roman's offense with a DJ Moore or a Marvin Harrison Jr.
I'm not saying that, but Greg Roman doesn't pass as much as Todd Monken does. And like I stated, Greg Roman is his fact. Lamar won the MVP in his second season, but then the next 2 years, Greg Roman dialed that back, did more of that triple option run bull.
You want to know why?
He got Lamar hurt twice. I know they
didn't have no goddamn wide outs.
I don't think that was the case because he didn't run the plays.
He didn't run the same plays.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I look at Lamar now, still running, but also having better weapons and able to be more evolved.
That's why Lamar looking better, because he has weapons. He's got wide receivers that you can fucking name, not guys that sit up there that played with Justin Fields last year.
So Was Greg Roman the OC for Jim Harbaugh?
Yes.
I thought Kaepernick ran too much.
Well, that's because Kaepernick couldn't throw a ball.
Yeah, but Kaepernick had no fucking touch.
Yeah.
Everything with Kaepernick was a fucking bullet.
He had a strong arm, but he was so
He had a strong arm, but everything was a bullet. There was no touch on his ball. Like, he had no air on his shit. Everything. If he throw a 60-yard bomb, it's going to be a 60-yard bullet.
Yeah, he was.
And that's what I said about the line. Having the line of development. But in my opinion, like,
Dr. Truth, to answer that question, yes, he is, because Giants were just an awful team. He put up Saquon only had 6 touchdowns, 3.9 yards this season. Is that worth $10 million a year? Yes. Because when you have somebody, when you're talking about
when he's the only fucking weapon,
that's where I was going. When you're talking about the New York Giants, they only have Saquon Barkley right now, so they're just putting the box up like crazy just to stop Saquon. If you put a Saquon and a Justin Fields next to each other with a DJ Moore on the outside and possibly a Marvin Harrison Jr. on the other side, what the fuck are you going to do? Who are you going to guard?
Super Bowl.
Who are you going to guard?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, you can't stop that. But that's only if you have the right offensive coordinator who is calling those plays.
But that's why I say
Luke Getty will stop that shit.
You damn right he will. That's why I said I want an offensive coordinator who's a little bit more prolific in the passing game. I'm not dissing Greg Roman. I like Greg Roman. I just think we need somebody that's a little bit more prolific in the passing game, of which I don't care about the name as much as I care about production.
I'll never forget about Komet Warren. He's my guy.
And wait, now hold on. I'm not a Cole Komet.
You can't even say his name. You can't even say his name.
Cole Komet.
Komet.
Oh, you say sweet instead of sweat, so you hush.
I do fuck that one up, but I trademarked that shit.
But that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not saying that I'm a cute. I think, okay, full transparency. I think Brock Bowers is better. But we don't need Brock Bowers because Cole Komet is sufficient enough.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a decent rapport with Justin. You can use that, and Komet can be valuable. It's the play calling, the scheming people open, where you got people that are on the team right now that run exactly what the route say, and they're stuck. They don't ad-lib. But when you have somebody that's a natural route runner, like a MHJ, a natural playmaker, like a Saquon,
changes the game completely.
Not just that. Foul, we talk all the time about this. It keeps the defense not only honest, but guessing.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you one thing: if you had those two, if you added Marvin Harrison Jr., you add Saquon Barkley to this team with DJ Moore, I guarantee you, Green Bay ass wouldn't have had no 8 or 9 in the motherfucking box. Not at all. Not at all. Go ahead, go ahead, put that 8 or 9 in the fucking box.
Yeah, no shot in hell.
Especially when you got one of the best deep ball throwers in the NFL.
Hey,
come on, man.
Hey, Sal, look. Remember we talked about him before. Look what Black Sam just said about Ken Dorsey. I'm gun shy on him. Yeah, because the Josh Allen thing could be fool's gold.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why, guys. That's why I said Greg Roman, because not only that, Greg Roman did things with Colin Kaepernick. He did things with Tyrod Taylor. So he has a list of quarterbacks that he's going to be very successful with. That's why I mentioned Greg Roman.
Lamar because of the MVP. You have to put
I mean, without question, we don't even have to mention Lamar. We already stated Lamar. But I was just throwing out some other quarterbacks that he has gone and worked with and that have been very successful. Because when Tyrod was doing his thing, because remember, it wasn't not too long ago, probably some years back, when Tyrod was sitting up there looking very, very fucking good.
To be a starter and a sustainable starter on 2 different franchises. Most recently, when we wouldn't have seen Justin Herbert as soon as we did. If remember the dude punctured his lung with the shot, and shit like
yeah. Oh yeah, goddamn yeah. So I mean, that's why I said anybody they need to get in the right guy. But first of all, it doesn't even matter if you stood up there like people talk about. Oh, look at C.J. Stroud. He has a fucking offensive coordinator, even though this may be his first year. He has an offensive coordinator that realizes that, hey, this is my quarterback's strength. This is what he does well. I sat down and had a conversation with him. We spent hours talking about what he would like to do. And they were like, oh, look what he's gone and done with a team that was shitty and they're in the playoffs. Yes, because he's had a fucking coordinator that knows the fuck he's doing. His coordinator not on 3rd and 1 is calling the fucking jet sweep.
No.
Or
he's not doing that on 3rd down and 1. He's not calling a fucking screen to the left and then they decide to go for it on 4th down and calls a fucking screen to the right. He's not fucking doing that. He's not putting Cole Kmet behind the goddamn fucking center on the 4th down and 1 and trying to do a goddamn what's a tuck push or whatever the fuck they call it and don't get it.
You know what Greg Roman also did? He used his big ass 300-pound fullback Ricard.
Yes.
Yardage.
Yeah.
Everything is not from the fucking shotgun when you got inches and shit. Oh, let me just go and put in the shotgun and hand it off and see him get it.
Like this is the thing, and I know I said it in the last show too, and I'm gonna fucking say it again. I don't care. That Houston OC, when you look at Ohio State, 70% of their pass plays were off of slants. All right, Houston Texans run 10 plus slant plays a game, and that's just average. Sometimes they're more than that. The Chicago fucking Bears, after this past game, just finished the season with 12 total slant plays called all season.
I thought it was 16. 12?
I heard 12 because I heard it was 11 before that last game, and DJ had that one slant. That was it. And
hold on, excuse me. What's a slant? What is that?
I'll show everybody in case everybody.
What's a slant? I have no fucking idea what it is.
Know the Madden 2001 playbook. That's a slant.
And that's a slant.
When you have smaller, speedy receivers like the Bears do, and you don't call slants like that, that just shows your offensive coordinators are dumbass.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't that skinny one? Wasn't that what DJ ran?
That was.
Didn't he run that
we
one?
got a 15-yard gain out of it, and we never called another slant after.
Yeah, never called another one either. But that's what he fucking called.
When you're saying 12 slants all year, 7 out of those 12 was Cole Kmet. And I love Cole Kmet. He's not the fucking guy you call running fucking slants. Cole Kmet is the guy that you call running curls, another fucking play that these douchebags never call. You run him a curl up the middle because he's your big guy, but you're just going to keep him running your short screen and slant plays? Like, fuck you.
Hey.
God damn it.
That would be a quarterback's best friend if you're talking about getting the ball out a little.
Make it make sense. How the fuck did Nagy ain't do shit but run like slants and curls, and this motherfucker come in and don't run shit but fucking screens, man? Come on, make this shit make sense. There's no fucking way that this shit could even possibly. You can't even write this shit in a fucking movie.
Nagy had taller players, and he never ran the deep high ball shots. But he didn't have the speedy receivers, so he called the slants. Like, they both did
slants and curls.
Opposite compared to what they had on
the remember, Nagy was curl, flat, curl,
flat.
Yeah,
all fucking day.
But at least we knew, and that's why I say the difference. At least we knew his offense was catered to Andy Dalton's skill set. I don't know what gets he catered.
And then they cannot be coaching shit up right. When they run, how the fuck is it when we run a screen, the fucking DB just comes right in and takes the fucking goddamn receiver wide out. Nobody blocks them.
They know
nobody.
They know the screens are coming.
It don't even matter if they know the screen is coming. How the fuck don't nobody touch this motherfucker? Yeah, that's about right.
True Luke gets it.
That's all right. That's about right. All right, gentlemen, let's do this.
Oh, fuck me.
Time to put your GM hats on. All right, well, first of all, before we even get to the GM hats, I want to ask you guys.
You want to pay a bill?
Matter of fact, let's pay a motherfucking bill. We got Moors out here. Let's pay a Moors bill.
We got yelled at for not paying a bill last week, so let's for sure pay.
We get yelled at about a lot of shit.
There was a time when high standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moors beer. Moors beer. Raise your standards.
More beer. JB will know something about that because I damn sure don't drink it. I don't drink alcohol, ladies and gentlemen.
Still waiting for one in the burbs.
The Stroll Unforgettable, a Nat King Cole Brown Ale. Unforgettable.
Sounds good to me. You know, I wanted to say something else before we get going to another topic. There was 2 questions in the chat that someone said that I actually agree with. Tony Perkins said Bears need good coaching, forget the quarterback. You are absolutely fucking right. They need good coaching. Fuck the quarterback. They need good coaching. It don't matter how fucking good and dynamic a quarterback or any player is. If you ain't got good coaching, that shit is worth shit. Okay. And also, Warren Smith said something that was very telling too. I like CJ, but he's a rookie. Teams don't know him. Talk to me next year about CJ. See what he'll be able to do next year when teams have sit up there and they got more film on you and know your tendencies and everything. I do agree with that as well. That's with any quarterback in the NFL after your rookie year. That's when you have to sit up there and be able to adjust because now teams have mad film on you. They know what your tendencies are. How are you able to adjust? Okay.
And I'll tell you one other thing, just a comment on what you said and what Tony said. I don't remember who said it, but I mean, and this is another shout out to what Jay Cutler said as well. But other person said it was like, what would Patrick Mahomes do in this system that we're seeing right now? He wouldn't do shit either, people. He would not do shit either. I don't care what quarterback you put behind. Like, and everyone's just like, well, you know, he did do good things with Aaron Rodgers. He didn't do a fucking thing with Aaron Rodgers, people. Nothing. The head coach in Denver, who was fired halfway through the season,
Daniel Hackett
with Aaron Rodgers. But you saw how that head coaching job went. He sucked it up over there.
Hey, when people say Patrick Mahomes, I have to tell them, like, stop the cap. Because guess what? Patrick Mahomes is looking real average right now with Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy calling his plays.
Last year, people be like, oh, they lost Tyreek Hill. Newsflash, they lost Tyreek Hill 2 years ago.
Yeah, and they won a Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl with Juju Smith-Schuster and Eric Bieniemy calling the plays. Guess what? Ain't no Eric Bieniemy now, and it shows.
Matt Nagy,
the best quarterback in the NFL, his kryptonite is Matt Nagy.
Yeah,
and it's being seen.
And don't get me wrong, he did have a lot of fucking wide receiver drops this year too. There's
no doubt.
There's no question. Like, it was some embarrassing.
But also, guess one thing that he does have. He has an offensive line as well. That tends to like to block for him. Not sitting up there getting pressure up the fucking middle.
Leagues, according to the ratings now, they ain't been doing nothing.
Oh yeah, they've gone and gotten hurt too.
Hey, you want to know something that's really funny? Who leads the league in completions?
And what?
What quarterback leads the league in completions?
The Washington quarterback, right? I thought he led the league. Oh, I think he leads it in completion percentage.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
Well, that's
because all they do is fucking throw.
No, all they do is throw screens now because Nagy can't scheme nobody open. They lead the league in completions and screens. Can't make this up. Look it up. Can't make this up.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt I can totally understand that.
Screens.
Some funny shit.
So like someone sit up there and said, fuck a quarterback. I want a good coach. And we're going to find out in a couple days because like as a lot of broadcasters and they're saying, everybody's not going to get fired on Black Monday. I mean, hell, Mike Vrabel just got fired today.
Val, it was a little soft this year. It was a little weak this year.
What?
Black Monday was a little weak this year.
I mean, the thing is this. Everybody's not done. I mean, because we still don't know what's going to happen with the Patriots. What you call fired Mike Vrabel today?
But we knew. I told you that was going to happen.
Yeah,
I knew that.
Yeah, and there might be a couple more surprises. I mean, you don't know what's going on. You got teams right now that's looking for coaches.
Wait, give me one more. This is a surprise because I haven't said it yet.
One more.
I don't know.
A coach?
I personally think when the Saints lose, Dennis Allen is gone, and I think when Baker Mayfield wets the bed against the Eagles Monday night, I actually think Todd Bowles is gone. It pains me to say, but I think Todd Bowles is going to sweat.
Wow. I wouldn't have guessed Bulls, but
there's going to be a lot of open positions.
Which sucks. Bears. Means we're going to get stuck with a guy off the Belichick tree.
No. It does. Well, hell, I already told
other
you
ones.
all.
Why not go Belichick?
There's nothing saying that hell, Matt Eberflus won't be back.
McDaniels is available. Let's get McDaniels.
No, what?
That was sarcasm. Fuck. It's just the Bears always making the most fucked up decisions.
Well, they do make fucked up decisions. They do.
Hey, Mark Trestman over Bruce Arians. What are we talking about?
And you're talking about a Bruce Arians that actually wanted to be the fucking coach here. It wasn't a situation where he just interviewed. He actually wanted to be the fucking coach.
Not only did he want to be the coach here, he was here having dinner.
Yeah.
He was still in the hotel when they interviewed Trestman. He was still here. He knew he had that job.
All I'm going to sit up there and say this, McCaskey family, please let the people that you hire do their fucking job.
Can we just get rid of the McCaskey? Because they already.
I mean, 101
But that's the thing. They're not going anywhere. So if you guys don't mind, try this for a change, because the definition of insanity is doing the same fucking shit, expecting a different fucking result. So sit up there and let the people that you actually hire do their fucking job. They don't need to be micromanaged. They don't need 80-year-old Ernie Accosi and fucking 90-year-old Bill Polian.
86. Ernie Coach is like 85, 86. Bill Polin's 80. But here's the thing.
Whatever. Them old fuckers.
Them old fuckers. Yeah, same thing.
Whoa, got him.
But here's the bad part, right? When I look at what's going on right now, the two biggest fleeces in NFL history has to be Georgia Frontier marrying the dude that was an Olympic swimmer and he drowned. That's how she ended up owning the Rams. And then whatever McCaskey got with Virginia, the hedge fund guy, and had these bum-ass offspring that don't know nothing about football, and all they care about is their money, and then they get a hedge fund guy to run the team as a president. And admittedly, what did he say? Oh, I don't know much about football.
Like that is something every fan wants to
Say, man, that's the biggest fleece in football history. Whoever married Virginia, God, hey, I'm gonna take my hat off. God rest Muggsy, man, because if Muggsy had to live, man, we wouldn't be talking. We probably have 3, 4, 5 Super Bowls by now. But now we're dealing with, and matter of fact, ain't her birthday coming up? Ain't she about to be like 101?
It just passed. She's 101.
Hey,
last
man.
week, 101.
Get the McCaskies up out of here.
See, I don't care. The McCaskies just sit there and be the face of the Chicago Bears. I don't care.
Just take the money.
Stay the fuck out of football operations. Just stay out. They did the right thing in getting Kevin Warren. That was the right decision they made.
He on the clock now too, Frank.
Kevin run it.
He on the clock now too.
Who, Kevin Warren?
Absolutely. He got this. Hey, he can no longer just try to find us a stadium. He got to come out and do some football operations work.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, well, I mean, that's what he's doing, and I think that's what a lot of people have been saying, that he's out here actually sitting up here taking care of football business. That's why I'm not really worried about Ryan Poles losing his job, because from what reports have been saying, him and Ryan Poles they see eye to eye on things. So I think he's going to let Ryan do his job. But he's also observing a lot of shit that's going on. And I hope those guys do realize that one of the problems that we have, the main problem that we have in is coaching. Now, will they fire Eberflus? Like someone said in the comments, it looks like the longer that the days go by, it looks like there's a chance that he's not going to be fired. Now, what they're going to do as far as with the OC, I don't want them to run the OC back. If you're not going to clean house with Eberflus and fucking Getsy, you got to get rid of one of them motherfuckers, and Getsy got to go.
Getsy got to go.
Yes, and
you shouldn't have never fucking hired him anyway.
We did have a comment pop up on the screen that Crazy popped up that I wanted to address. Crazy, pop that up again for me. This is a good question, because none of us want Justin to go. So make that well known. None of us want him to go. But if you do draft a Caleb Williams, and they come out and go 7-10 next year, are you firing Poles? No, you're not, because you just played the safety in going out to get a Caleb Williams, because you might have just bought yourself an additional at least 2-3 years, unless Justin Fields goes to Atlanta and becomes the fucking MVP.
I'm gonna say
then you're fucked.
I'm gonna say the answer to that is no. No, I'm sorry. The answer to that is yes, because now with a rookie quarterback, what have you done differently this year, or I'm sorry, the upcoming year that you did last year? And Poles made a bad decision. So I think Poles could be on the hot seat the following year.
It should be anything below 500.
I don't think that he will be on the hot seat.
Anything.
Thank you, Crazy. Anything below 500, I believe that. I really do, because you were knocking on the door of 7 games that you could have won during the tank year. Now this year we straddled the line between mediocrity and clearly 9-8, a la the Green Bay Packers, got you in the playoffs.
Yeah,
the 3 games lost, Matt Eberflus could have got us in the playoffs.
Yeah, he could have. I felt it would have been another Matt Nagy type playoff run, though. Like
and I get that,
but
that's why I say I don't need to see any more from this regime because they're not evolving. Yes, he did improve the defense, but I don't want to give Eberflus all the credit for the defense.
Give Sweat that credit.
I want to give Sweat the damn credit.
Hold on, do I still have that up here?
Well, you know what? I can't necessarily say that.
I said all the credit.
Like there it is right there. I mean, you maybe you can't say all the credit, but he was the reason why we got so many turnovers, because our cornerbacks and our safeties and all that were able to cheat up a lot more because Sweat was making everybody's life easier to try to get pressure onto that quarterback.
And that's true. I do agree with that. One thing that I will also sit up there and say is this. Before Montez Sweat got here, the defense was playing a lot better. They were playing a lot better. You were seeing more blitzes. He just magnified it even more with his ability to rush the passer. And I was listening. Yeah, I was listening to Lawrence Holmes and them show. Is it Bernstein and Holmes? I was listening to them, and they said something that was very compelling as well. They were saying that one thing that Matt Eberflus can go into a meeting with Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles and sit up there and say, I told you guys from the get-go, well, at least Ryan, I told you, that in order for my defense to be fully successful, I need that penetrating 3 technique, and I need the edge rushers. If you want to see the full scale of my defense and how dynamic it can be, you have to give me that. If you don't give me that, you're going to keep leaving me out here blind as hell. So, and I totally get it, because we see what it's going to do with just one pass rusher. Just imagine him having that 3 technique and another pass rusher on the opposite side. Now you're really cooking with it.
Technique by committee is working, because I'm not the biggest Justin Jones fan.
I'm not at all.
But he's doing okay. Walker's starting to show up. Dexter's gotten better.
Dexter had a great.
I would like to see a little bit more of Zach Pickett in the running game.
I would too. I still didn't see him that much.
Zach Pickett's but in the running game.
I mean, Justin Jones to me, I'll get rid of him. I'm not bringing him back. I'm not going to bring him back just for the simple fact. Justin Jones hasn't done anything as far as being in a Bears uniform.
If it's a Bear-friendly deal and he's going to be a veteran type, plug-in type guy, I don't want him to be a starter next year. I'll say that.
If I'm bringing, I'll put it to you like this: if I'm bringing in a 3 technique next season, I'm not bringing in Justin Jones. For what? If I'm actually signing a guy off of free agency to play that 3 technique, I'm not bringing him back.
Okay, so you're contingent on trying to get a free agent 3 technique.
I mean, if we can pull it, yeah. I mean, I'll put it to you like this. Just like what we're about to talk about now in the draft. In the draft, when it's basic like this when you're thinking about being a GM. If I got a free agency class that has a shitload of fucking defensive ends, but the draft class is weak, I'm going to sit up there and possibly try to spend some money on his class. I mean, on his free agency.
What do you want? Because I told you one with Leonard Williams.
I mean, but that's the thing though. It's going to be difficult because a lot of these teams, they will either try to franchise these guys or sit up there and overpay for them.
Okay.
Me, I like Brian Burns, but I don't think he's going to get the fuck up out of Carolina.
He's not.
And
You're
even if he does,
off trying to get
shit.
Chris Wilkins from Miami or Tierre Tart from Tennessee, because now that Mike Vrabel is fired, you might be able to get Tierre Tart. Because guess what? You know who we're not getting? Chris Jones. You know who we need? Chris Jones. You know who leads defensive tackles and sacks? Dude from the Ravens. Out of, how you say his name? Out of Beakway or Mata, whatever his name. If we're not going to put some money, we're not going to get one of those guys.
Yeah.
All right, what did somebody put on and ask them?
Yeah, back up here.
Yeah, we're looking at a second tier guy. Wait, what happened? I asked the mid crew this, and they didn't want to hear it. What would you think if the Bears give Justin Fields a sweetener deal like Green Bay did with Love at the beginning of the season and still draft a QB later?
I wouldn't want to waste a draft pick right now on a quarterback. But I mean, if you're talking about a quarterback in the 5th, 6th round,
who?
I don't know. I haven't really done homework on that because I'm not really thinking of that.
Ain't no homework to do because isn't that what Tyson Bajan's supposed to do?
That's exactly what I was going to say. You technically have somebody like that in your system that you could try to see what he can be by just working with him, develop him, see how he is. So I feel like you already have that. Even though he wasn't a draft pick, he's still at least good enough to be a 5th, 6th rounder the way you played.
Yeah.
So
hey, I got something for y'all real quick. So this is we're talking about all this stuff. Look at what some of these fans are saying. You know what I'm saying? Like some of this stuff's wild, man. This is Twitter.
Pace, well, I mean, that's a dumb fuck. There's another dumb fuck. Now there's fucking Tool. Like, what the fuck is this guy? Like, can you put up a name of who this guy was so I can find him?
No, I'm not.
I mean.
Because that was dumb as shit. That's probably a Packer. That was probably Don Burr.
Yeah, fans are going to be fans. That's why they call them fans, short for fanatics. I mean, a lot of people put a lot of stupid shit out there just to sit up there and get likes and cause conversation and all that type of stuff. So
let me ask you this.
I don't pay that attention to that.
Put that up one more time. The two things that stand out completely over that is there is no way that Mitch Trubisky is greater than Justin Fields.
By any means, there's not even any comparison.
The second thing is I cannot honestly say that Ryan Pace is greater than Ryan Poles because the one thing Ryan Pace did do is he went for big names.
Yes, and he killed our future compared to
Poles. Because he doesn't know how to maneuver. He doesn't know how to haggle. Now, the only thing you can hang your hat on with that regime to the left is they have 2 playoff appearances.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that one. They had, but I mean that also goes into play. Ryan Pace went and got big names, spent money on big names, gave us no draft capital for the future. So you're gonna have a better team when you're doing that.
And he's not wrong. Whoever said that.
Did those 2 playoff wins get you to a Super Bowl? Because that's the only thing that fucking matters.
You tore down.
You killed it.
You tore down a team to recreate the same team. Whoever said that is not wrong. The difference is how do you acquiesce with the pieces for the team and how do you move forward? Because once Matt Nagy got that 12-4 and then next season he was like, oh, we made the playoff. He didn't know what else to do. He was outnumbered, outmatched. Mm-hmm. That's why you get some veterans in here. Again, Ryan Poles, being a rookie GM himself, I think he did a really good job.
Absolutely.
His
5
downfall,
to 11 in his first year.
His downfall, rookie head coach, rookie OC, second-year DC from a terrible term his last season, rookie quarterbacks coach. Like too many rookies.
We got one more.
Hi, and
I'm David Jones.
Bad one.
Hey.
Hi, I'm David Jones.
I know he better not. If Mooney gone, he better be next. Shit.
You know what? I keep telling you guys, being a wide receiver may not just be his position. That's it. I mean, when you kind of sit up there and you think about it, when they drafted Velus Jones,
like a gadget.
Velus Jones was a jack of all trades. He sit up there, he did some running back, he did some kickoff returns, he did some punt returns, he did some he was playing wide receiver. So for us to sit up there and think specifically that's what he's used for, I told you I would like to see him in the backfield a little bit.
He did pretty good when he went back.
Yeah, when he has the ball in his hands, he does pretty fucking good.
He just has to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, it just has to hold on to it. Another thing that I wanted to sit up there and say, for all these people that are talking about Justin Fields and Mitchell Trubisky, when Mitchell Trubisky was let go, when he was finally ousted out of Chicago, I don't remember people sitting up there saying, oh, Mitchell Trubisky going to be a starter. Everybody that you hear talk about Justin Fields, if he's gone, Justin Fields, oh, he's going to be a starter somewhere else. So that just goes to show you, it's not that people sit up there and think that he can't do what it is that quarterbacks can do. I think people just don't want to admit to it that it may just be the play calling and the circumstances in which he's sitting up there, the hand that he's being dealt with.
Yeah,
it's not that.
But
it's not that he can't play the position.
If you're my trainer and I'm not doing the job adequately enough, the first thing they're going to say is, why can't this kid produce? They're going to say, well, let's take it to teaching. Foul, you the teacher, I'm the student. I was a good student in grade school. I'm a bad student my first couple of years of high school. How did this kid all of a sudden not become a good student? Maybe because the teachers aren't teaching, the teachers aren't developing, the teachers
They're
aren't
just going through the motions, and
the teachers aren't meeting you where you're at and elevating you and developing you to get to where I want you to be.
They're just there for a payday.
But that's the problem, because the freaking local media will lead you to believe that this kid is tainted goods, but they will sit up here and I'm calling them out. David Kaplan and Jay Hoodie, this is what you get. Talking about some victimhood. Victimhood of what? Because guess what? Jay Hood, you're a damn teacher at freaking Columbia or whatever. If you don't teach your next news media people to be good, guess what? They're going to be bad under your name.
I mean, Cap just goes to the extreme. I mean, he's a fucking emotional wreck.
Holmes and Bernstein. Ooh,
Yeah, I much rather listen to Bernstein and Holmes. I don't listen to Weiner and fucking David Hoff, because just listening to them motherfuckers drive me fucking crazy.
I listen to Kevin Davis and the Under Center podcast. That's what.
Yeah. So, all right, fellas. So our last topic going to be, since we're going to be in the draft any fucking way, we already know what we got. We got the number 1 and number 9. We're going to do this, and then we're going to get to some shout outs. What are you doing
Hawk Talk.
with the
Don't
number?
forget about Hawk Talk.
What happened?
Don't forget about Hawk Talk.
Oh yeah, Hawk Talk. Shit. We need to hurry this up real fast.
It'll last like 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, then we need to hurry this up real fast. Okay, with the number 1 and number 9 picks, Frank, tell me what you're doing. You're the GM. You're on the clock. What are you going to do?
I'm doing whatever that I can to trade back, get some assets, get that second round pick, but I still want to at least try to stay in the top 4 to make sure that somebody is not going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. Because my main thing that I want to come out with in this draft, in this first round, is Marvin Harrison Jr. and Alt. That's what I want to come out with in this round. If I can't do that, if I cannot get Marvin Harrison Jr., I'm not going to be happy. But I'll take Neighbor and Alt, and then maybe still get Van Pren in the second round at center, and a couple more assets in a first rounder next year. I won't be mad at that, but that's my main 2 that I want.
So Justin will be your quarterback next year.
Justin will be my quarterback. Fuck a pretty nailed kid.
And just for the cherry on top, who's your offensive coordinator? And who's your coach?
I'm hoping to God Jim Harbaugh still wants to come here, because I would take him as my head coach. I know JB ain't happy about that, but I will take him as my head coach. Or even if he would come here as my head coach, I wouldn't be against that either. But I want to try to go the Houston Texans route and find a young upcoming offensive coordinator who's going to sit down and build a playbook and system with Justin Fields instead of rebuild a new system. So I would take anybody off of fucking San Francisco 49ers offensive scheme to run a play.
Okay. JB?
It's real easy. I have the number one pick. I'm calling Washington. Actually, I ain't even calling Washington. I'm calling Magic Johnson. Hey, what do I got to do to get this California boy back home to Baltimore, which is in the Washington area, so that you can have him? That's my first thing. I need your first this year, your second this year, and your first next year. I ain't trying to break the bank. I'm not trying to make it so that you can't compete. But I need those three things first and foremost. With those picks, I draft Marvin Harrison Jr. I keep Justin Fields. I draft Marvin Harrison Jr. With my 9th pick, I draft Joe Alt. I tell you why I draft Joe Alt. 6'8", 315. Got that Quentin Nelson nasty streak and reminds a lot of people of Joe Thomas. A lot of people don't remember this. Joe Thomas, one of the best left tackles in the NFL history. Cleveland Brown, Joe Thomas. Then with that second pick, I get Cedric Van Pren. That takes care of our center. Then with my first third-round pick, I get the best available edge rusher. With my second third-round pick, I get Caleb, I think his name is Kalen Bullock, which is the 6'3" safety who reminds you of Kyle Hamilton, plays at USC. He's rangy. He's tall. He's a ball hawk. I get him. Then with 4, 5, and 6, 7, Poles, do what you do, work your magic. But those 5, I have to do. And they're easy to achieve, and they fill positions of need and impactfully. My coaching staff, I already told you, I'm wiping the deck clean. I have to have Eric Bieniemy as my head coach. I have to have, if I don't get Jim Caldwell, I am not opposed to a Greg Roman because the checks and balances, Greg Roman is going to remind Eric Bieniemy, run this fucking ball. So I'm not opposed to that. I would like Caldwell because he's a quarterback whisperer. I also have to have Kurt Warner as my quarterback's coach, Chase Daniels, somebody of that ilk that's going to go in there and whisper in Justin's ear. And
like what Purdy did with Brian Greasy is what you're saying.
There you go. And get him right. Simple things. Andrew Janocko, you couldn't teach me how to play quarterback, and I got a lot of records. Hey, get out of here.
Yeah.
And for defensive coordinator, like I said, my dream, probably not going to happen. I would love for Rex Ryan to come home. If not Rex Ryan, Leslie Frazier, Ron Rivera. If it's none of those two, whatever hot shot, we seen the Sean Desai shit, it didn't work. Sean Desai ain't working in Philly.
I want a Mauler, a bruiser to come back here.
I want somebody. No. I want somebody that runs this cover 2 hybrid with a blitzing scheme, more like a Chuck McConnell, right?
Yeah.
I need that. And then we're going to go into the playoffs because guess what's not going to happen? We're not going to be able to sit back and just take it from the Packers. We're not going to sit back there because isn't it kind of funny to y'all that we technically should have beat the Lions twice, but we can't beat the Packers twice? Isn't that
we're fucking cursed. I don't fucking get it, man. We always play absolute dog shit versus the Packers.
And I think with that chemistry, with that format that I just gave y'all, not only does it address positions of need, but it gives you a different look because one thing that we know in Chicago that we never do besides draft that dude, we never get the coaches for those players. We knew John Fox took 2 teams to the Super Bowl, but he wasn't going to do nothing with Mike Glennon and Rich Trubisky.
No, you didn't give him anything to work with.
We knew that. We knew that Mark Trestman, freaking Troy, what's his name? What's his name? The receiver, he a Hall of Famer too from the Raiders.
Tim Brown?
Tim Brown. Tim Brown came out. Any a Michigan man?
No, he's a Notre Dame guy.
Notre Dame guy, I'm sorry.
I like him already.
Tim Brown came out and told us, hey, this ain't a leader of men. Y'all better get Bruce Arians. And we don't take Bruce Arians. And what does Bruce Arians do? Set all kind of passing and coaching records and win a Super Bowl. What does Mark Trestman do? Fold after 2 years and go win a couple Grey Cups. We keep doing this to ourselves. We cut our nose to spite our face. Guess what? McCaskey's, listen and listen good. You're about to cause a revolt like the buddy that owns the Cubs did. When he took over, I think his name was Ricketts. The Cubs fans actually stood up in unison and stopped going to the games. He said, I'm losing money. Guess what? Who can I get to write the ship? Theo Epstein. Theo Epstein comes in, pays him the money. Bam. 3 years we in contention. 1 year they win. Rah, Chicago. Should have won more, but he spent the money, got the people, and you know what happened? We won. There's not a slight formula to this. It's not rocket science. Good people coach good players, and you get good outcomes.
I'll break that down into my beloved Chicago Blackhawks. You're not winning 3 cups in 6 years if you didn't go out and get Joe Quenneville.
Yeah.
You went out and got a great coach who was already a great coach to coach your Chicago Blackhawks.
Coach Q.
You won 3 Stanley Cups in 6 years.
Okay, well, here's how I look at it. Okay, so Justin Fields will be my quarterback. I check that off. I will be trading that pick at number 1. With the first pick that we have, I'm going to get Marvin Harrison Jr. All right. With the second pick that we end up having, which would be number 9, I'm going to take either Ula or Alta, whichever offensive lineman is there. You guys have gone and sold me on that. As far as my head coach, I'm going to sit up there. This may not be popular, but it was a guy that was very successful when he was doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? I would like Jim Harbaugh if he was to leave Michigan, but like I said, I don't think that'll be a good fit. Jim Harbaugh likes to have control. They were saying that on the TV today, that they were talking about Harbaugh, that type of guy, that he needs control. He's a control freak. One reason why he was out of San Francisco, because him and the GM bumped heads. I will take Brian Flores as my head coach.
Ooh, I'm not mad. Hey,
I'm not against that.
Yeah, I'll take Brian
and
Flores.
The defense is similar minus the blitzing.
Yep, I'll take Brian Flores, Greg Roman as my OC, because I know what he can do as far as with a quarterback like him. And free agency, I'm cutting Eddie Jackson. I'm cutting Cody Whitehead. That's going to save me up probably close to $20-some million in free agency. I'm not saying I'm going to spend that much on him, but I'm going to get Saquon Barkley as my fucking running back. With my second round pick that I got from whoever it was that I traded with, I'm with you guys as far as going to get a center. And as far as for my free agent, I'm going to get Daleal Hunter from Minnesota, give him maybe a 2 to 3 year deal. Therefore, yep, I agree with you on that. And therefore, we can sit up there and we can see what these young guys can do as far as with the 3 technique, give them another season or 2. If they can't get it done, we'll bring in somebody. We'll go draft us the highest DT 3 technique there is in football and in college the next couple years or whatnot. All right.
Next year, this year is a little slight.
Yeah, this year. That's what I said. Next year, I'm not worried about the 3 technique. I still got 2 guys, just like they went in the backfield last year. They got Brisker, they got Gordon. This year they went and got Pickens, and they went and got Dexter Senior. Give them guys a chance in the second year, see how they can develop. See what we come up with. That was what I would do as a GM. Now, let's get into some Hawk talk so we can get the hell up out of here.
Quick Hawk talk here. I know we had a couple people on the chat asking about what happened with Connor Bedard and everything. So I'm going to break it down like this. Everybody knows Connor Bedard is a fucking beast. He's the next up-and-coming great hockey player. He is fucking Patrick Caning people, juking them out of their jock straps, whatever the hell you want to say. So people are going to start trying to line him up. They are going to try to hit him. Hockey players don't try to hurt people, but anything close to that, they're going to try to get him off of his game. So the Blackhawks had a game the other day versus a young Stanley Cup contending New Jersey Devils, a great team with a lot of great young players as well. And this happened.
That's right here is Bedard. He's got such slick hands, and there he makes a move right there. No, it looks like Brendan Smith just steps up and catches him. Yes, he ends up getting him in the mouth area. One more look from a better angle.
That's clean.
That's clean. The elbow's down. He goes right through the chest. Yes, the follow-through or just the impact kind of maybe clipped him in the mouth where Bedard was a little shaken up, and you hope he's okay, but here comes Nick Foligno to the aid of the young star, and And I understand this part too, Bill.
Sorted out and canceled each other out here. We'll get 5-on-5 hockey in 4 seconds.
When we get a chance to go down to Bryce, I mean, he's at ice level. He can feel the temperature of the game. Now we got a scrap. Smith and Foligno right off the hop here. Foligno can throw him. Brendan Smith can handle himself as well, and he's answering the bell as they're going after him because of the Bedard hit.
Smith got the first in. Foligno got one in. He gets another. Foligno with a couple of rights here. Smith looking to answer back.
And I thought Foligno had already got him back as he jumped him initially, but they didn't really go at it with fisticuffs, and now they do. And both guys grappling, two strong guys.
A lot of hand fighting here so far.
Foligno gets a couple of rights. I don't know if they got through to the face of Smith, and as Foligno still chucking away, Smith.
That Foligno motherfucker beat his ass.
I got one more for you, Frank. I got one more for you.
So this is the thing, just so everyone is aware, Connor Bedard on that play fractured his jaw.
No, he didn't fracture his jaw. His jaw was fractured.
His jaw was fractured. Sorry. Requote that one. And I agree with what the announcers were saying. It was not a dirty hit or anything like that. They stood him up. His arms were down. His elbows were down. They did not try to hunt head him. But the thing with Connor Bedard was he made a great move around a defenseman, but he lost control of the puck. When you lose control of the puck, the one thing you never want to do is reach. Because when you reach, you expose your face, mainly that jaw. And that's why the shoulder clipped him right in the jaw and fractured his jaw. But the key thing of what happened here, I mean, it's sad because Connor Bedard just broke the NHL record to being the youngest player to ever make an All-Star game. And now he's probably not going to be able to compete in it because of the fractured jaw. He might still do it. He might just have to wear they call it a fishbowl in hockey to cover up the chin. But after that hit, other than that one fight you just saw, there were 9 more scraps in that game. Blackhawks were running at their young star players. So it's nice to see Blackhawks players sticking up for them. And when this happened, the Blackhawks just signed a 6'7", basically enforcer who is going to be in the lineup next week to mainly just protect Connor Bedard. If somebody's going to make a run at the guy, that guy's going to step up and kill him. So it's nice to see, but it just sucks. A fractured jaw to one of the youngest players. They're not going anywhere this year. So, I mean, I'm not mad about it, but.
Hey, Frank, I got to ask you a question because that looked like a lot of posturing and dancing. Why is it that they can have a fighting session in hockey, but not in any other sports? Because in basketball, I would like to beat some people's ass.
Oh, there's no question. Basketball, I mean, football, you wish they.
Well, football, you punching helmets. That's just dumb.
But I mean, this is the thing, and there are still numerous people out there trying to say, it's like, oh yeah, get hockey fights out of hockey. It was like, you are playing a sport where you are on a hard ice surface with metal knives on your fucking feet, a club in your hand. If you get rid of fighting, I think that's a bigger chance of somebody getting hurt. Where somebody's going to swing a stick at somebody when they're not looking behind them, jumping them and just punching them while they're down. You don't see that anymore because they still allow fighting. Because if you saw what Nick Foligno did right there, he basically said, he's like, listen, I'm going to say this now. You don't want me to make runs at your players right now? Step up, drop the gloves. We're fighting right now. Let's end it. And that's what they did. They fought, and never get rid of fighting out of hockey. And when you say dancing, I will say this personally because I have gotten into hockey fights. It is hard as fuck to fight in hockey because it's about taking punches and keeping your balance. That's all it's about. You can try to wail all you want like a boxer. You're just going to fall flat on your face and look like an idiot.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, like, they don't. Well, my point is they don't allow it in other sports.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, I mean, basketball, that'd be some crazy shit if you allowed that in basketball, because with all the contact that's getting put in basketball with no
I'm whooping ass.
Like,
I'm already ready.
Yeah. I bet. All right. Are we I don't know what happened with Foul. He got booted off again. What happened, Foul?
Yeah.
Stop getting
Yeah,
booted.
all right. So let's go ahead and get into some shout outs. We over time, so go ahead, Frank.
We'll do some
Are
quick.
we overtime?
Sure are.
So we'll do quick shout out. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to T, who wasn't able to make it today. Make it next week. God damn it. But hey, not shout out to everyone staying safe in this beautiful snow weather. I was able to work from home today and probably tomorrow because of this weather. Don't got to go into the office, so that's some plus shit.
What weather?
That's some weather. It's still snowing out by me. Is it not snowing out by you guys still?
Hell no, it's wet snow. It's dissolving. Ain't nothing going on.
It ain't dissolving out here. I had to pick that shit up. The shit weighed like 30 pounds whenever I picked up a shovel of snow.
Nothing.
But I mean, other than that, hey, shout out to the Bears on another. If you would have just beat the Packers, I would have took this as a fucking happier damn season. But shout out to the number one pick. If there's one positive thing I'm going to say about us losing to Green Bay, we went back into the top 10 instead of only being in like 14, what we probably would have been if we won that game. So, I mean, that's always a positive thing. Other than that, hey, shout out to Dr. Truth with the Ty Domi reference. That his son played for the Blackhawks last year. Let's not forget that. But that was a nasty piece of shit right there in Ty Domi.
Damn.
Oh, Ty Domi, hockey back then, you just cheap shotted people. It didn't matter. He would be the person who would just club you in the back of the head when the ref wasn't looking. Fucking crazy ass hockey players.
Wowzers.
All right, that's all.
Okay, JB, you up?
I'm gonna try to make this short because it was a lot of good banter, but we didn't have a lot of new people tonight. So I want to just give the top 10 new or other. Because as much as we love to have everybody and give out every single shout out to everybody that says something, when we're a little bit over time, we are not able to. But thank you to everybody that has been supporting us, because we have finally got our 1,000th subscriber on YouTube.
Amen. 1K, baby. That opens up different platforms for us on YouTube.
I love that. I love
that. Definitely helps. Thank you. Keep sharing, though. Keep going.
I love that. Shout out first and foremost to our wonderful producer, Crazy Ace. That's the guy in the background that's doing everything. Shout out to him. 1,000 shout outs to him. Always says. Shout out to Scott Hopkins. Thank you for chiming in. Shout out to Dr. Truth. Hey, Dr. Truth. Anytime you want to come on, because the next couple of weeks, if we don't have a solidified guest, what we will do is we will open up more fan appreciation days. We would love for you to come on, talk about your draft predictions. And what we will do is we will all go in depth, player, need, position, coaches for the next couple of weeks, so that we're not just flooding you all with just mass media of information. We're actually going to break it down and go intentional to the positions. Okay, we say we need a center. Yeah, we said one guy, but who are the other guys? We're going to break that down for you, free agents included, right here on the CCP. Shout out to Warren Smith. Warren Smith, another guy. Love your commentary. Thank you for chiming in. I would love for you to come on the show as well. Shout out to Don Burr. Don't know where Don Burr is, but hell, the Lions are 12-5.
Yeah, and they're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs like they do every year.
Who do they play?
Isn't it? I thought
Dallas. I think they played Dallas.
Oh, don't tell me that. They played Dallas?
I think so. No. The Packers played Dallas. Who the fuck do they play?
They don't play the Ravens. I know that because the Ravens got the bye. They got the number 1 seed.
No, that's the AFC.
Are they?
I'm thinking
of the Eagles.
Oh, they play the Rams. They play the Rams.
The Rams. Yes, it is the Rams.
Yeah.
They can win that game. So shout out to Don Burr for taking us in. And I think we need to get Don Burr on next week, win or lose. That would be awesome. Shout out to Kristen, Kristen Petit. You can find her on Plunked.
Well, that's Plunkton baseball season. They have a different one.
Bull spit.
Bull spit.
Bull spit, where they talk about the Bulls. Check her and Emilio K. Bucks out on the CCN Network. I said one. Oh, shout out to my brother from another. Shout out to Bullets all the way in the West Coast. Thank you for chiming in. I said Crooked Commish. Thank you for chiming in. Representing out of Arizona. Love Crooked Commish. Thank you for chiming in. Here's a new one. Lucas God. Well, no, that's not a new one. I think we had that last time. Lucas GA. JF1 be back. Love you, QB1. Appreciate that, Lucas. Much love. Thank you for chiming in. And as I'm looking, I'm trying to hurry. Bot Ricks. Thank you, Bot Ricks, whoever Bot Ricks is. And Easy. Thank you for chiming in. Easy. We know Easy. You can find him on Wednesdays or Fridays on Easy Does It. Damn. Hey, you know what, guys? Sometimes I need you all to look at this. It is really long because we have a lot of guys that interact, a lot of people that interact.
We do.
And Walker came back. Hey, Luke was in greenhouse, not part of the tree. Love that. Thank you for chiming in, Aunt Walker. Appreciate that. Frank, what am I at? You're supposed to be my keeper.
You're at 9, sir.
Damn. Oh, brand new or maybe I don't remember, but shout out to Tony Perkins. Tony Perkins has a great thing when he talked about Josh McDaniels, Byron Leftwich, Jim Caldwell, all adding more names to the list. Thank you for that, because a lot of people forgot. I honestly forgot about Byron Leftwich.
I actually did too.
I did with the work he did.
The name definitely
did anything with Tom Brady, but very, very apt. Black Sam, thank you for chiming in. One of our moderators and contributors. One nigga Mighty, thank you for chiming in. Tony Perkins already said. And I think that's it, guys. And I'm going to roll to the very, very bottom of the screen and say thank you to you, brothers. It's always and it's a pleasure to be out here speaking with you all. I hate that the Bears season did not give us a little bit more clarity and hope for the future, but this might be a good thing because we know Justin is on the rise and Getsy's on the demise, along with Flus. Get him out of here.
Yeah, but I feel like we got to get him out of here quicker, though.
Hey, you got to be quicker than that.
Oh, you almost had it. You got to be quicker than that.
Gotta go. Because my thing is this. Hey, Ryan Poles, Kevin Warren, if you want this to really work, listen to us, because you got to have.
But you got to have vision.
We're starting to get that mindset now.
And shout out to SB and shout out to, if we only got one person watching, then it says one view, one share, one like. Shout out to my moms. Miss Sandra, as she's affectionately called on here. And that's all I got. I think I'd wrap that up pretty quick, y'all, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, man. Like I tried.
Yeah. Hey.
And shout out to the Michigan Wolverines.
I'll give a shout out to the Michigan Wolverines. Congratulations, man. You guys always come.
I don't even know what that is.
So my shout outs today, I'm going to be very brief. First of all, remember to like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. We got a lovely spread. We got the Chicago Clubhouse Network, which consists of Easy Does It. She said what she says. Plump, Full Split, the Chicago Bears midweek report. All those type of different platforms that you guys can definitely look at and check out on the Chicago Clubhouse Network. Okay. I want to give a shout out to my brothers, Frank the Tank, JB, my boy Ace in the back producing. T Nick couldn't be here. He said he was trapped in the snow, which means he probably sit up there and went fucking ice fishing or some shit. Who knows what the fuck Terrence does? He's gonna come back with the sniffles and shit. I also want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Visions, Moore's Beer, In the Zone, Hugh. Anytime you want to go have a nice party, check out Hugh over there on Cermak in Chicago, Cermak Road, right there by the Green Line, right across the street from White Castles. Okay. Also want to give a shout out to the kiddies. They asses asleep. They almost didn't have school because of that bullshit snowstorm that they said was going to happen. That didn't fucking happen.
Didn't happen.
I got it. Why did you guys get it? I got it.
We didn't get shit. We got like a little bit of snow, but it was majority rain.
Yeah, I got crushed out here. Mine started at 8 p.m. yesterday. It did not end until freaking like 6 p.m. tonight.
Well, maybe they should have said that to the Chicagoland area and not the Chicago.
Suburbs. Suburbs.
Yeah. I'll give a shout out to shout out to the chat. Chat was lit. Give a shout out to my fiance. She ended up talking to her mama. They loud as hell. I also want to give a shout out to hopefully he gets it, Ian Cunningham. Hopefully you get the job. You're interviewing for one of the GM positions. Good luck to you, brother. Hope that you get it. If you do get it, that's even better for us because now we get the fucking draft pick compensation. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, shout out to my man, my Ace Boom Cool here that loves to sit up there and host the show with me. My boy Grogu. You can check him out on the Disney app. You know what I'm saying? The Mandalorian season 4 is coming out this season. Be sure to check it out. Check my man's out here. He does his thing with his Jedi mind tricks around his bitch.
He's got
that vision.
Oh yeah, he definitely has that vision. Ain't that right, Goku? You got that vision. You got that vision. And outside of that, shout out to Kevin Warren. Shout out to Ryan Poles. Shout out to our man Justin Fields. Hey, we behind you, bro. Most of the city of Chicago know what you're capable of. We just got to get you around the road. We got to get the right coaching and the right play callers.
Please don't go to Atlanta with Eric Bieniemy. Please.
Oh my God, dude, he is gonna light it up in fucking Atlanta.
Outside of that, shit, we 12 minutes over.
Hey,
shit, you know what that means.
Let's not forget about the chat.
I did. I said the chat.
It was lit.
He said the chat.
For all the people who
I
weren't.
said the chat. I said the chat was lit. Yeah.
It was lit, but all the people who are just watching, not commenting, that's fine.
Oh yeah, those fucking
We understand
lurkers.
You're lurkers, but for me and JB, it's all about that.
L for love. Good times.
Good times.
It's good times.
We gotta be able to get you off of that shit.
Never. That's a good one.
For JB, for Frank the Tank, our boy Crazy Ace, and our boy T-Nick that couldn't make it on 5 Mile C, and this is my boy Grogu. Guess what, people? We out.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.